Hello there and welcome back to my WWE rebranding save, where we've got an episode of Monday Night Raw for you today. We're kicking off after the massive brawl to end the show, end our last episode of Raw, if you want to go back and watch that. We'll kick off with Adam Cole coming to the ring first, on his own. No Undisputed Era, nothing. And he asks leaders of the other two groups, which were involved in the massive brawl to end last show, to do the same, come out on their own. And they will discuss what they need to discuss. And they do. Seth Rollins comes out, Cena comes out, all on their own, no factions with them, and they just stand in the ring and they just cut dueling promos against each other. The three of them all cutting promos with each other, and they agree that next week they're going to have a triple threat match between the three of them, and that's a Clash of Champions. It's going to be a 9-man steel cage match, or as some people would call it, War Games. There's a 100 rating for the first segment. Pretty good, if you ask me. We can get the match which was pre-booked last week. The Street Profits defeating the grizzled young veterans, because of course Street Profits and veterans pretty much got this match through Jeff Jarrett last week. And here it is. And the Street Profits win when Montez Ford pins Zach Gibson with a frog splash. Gets a 77 rating. Montez Ford is by far the best performer in this ring. And I really do want to start thinking about moving on to a singles division. Because if I'm honest, I never thought I'd say this, but the Raw Tag Team division is currently stacked. Like, completely stacked. Oh, and it's about to get even more stacked. Because Roman Reigns is back. And he's turned heel. He's decided with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. So it's slightly different to real life, but this has been planned since before he returned in real life. And he returns to beat up the Street Profits. And yeah, it's pretty much Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are teaming up, and they annihilate the Street Profits. They take turns and they just hold each other up, hold them up for the other person to do moves on them. And you see Heyman just standing there smiling and laughing at what he sees in front of him. It's an 87 rating, and Roman Reigns is back and heel. After this, go on to our next section, which is a singles match, as Ace Austin defeats R-Truth with a handful of tights. Of course, Ace Austin of the Undisputed Era, R-Truth is kind of a legend. That's where this match sort of comes from, but Ace Austin has to use tights to beat R-Truth, because 72 rating. We go backstage and see Charlie Caruso interviewing WWE Champion Randy Orton. And he's answering a question, and suddenly Tommaso Ciampa just walks in and just stares at Orton. Not really. Second week in a row they're sort of having a face-off. And Ciampa just stares confused at Orton. He's just not really saying, neither of them say anything. They just look at Ciampa, just looks at him, shakes his head and walks off. It's as simple as that. It's a 93 rated segment though. We then go backstage to the Iconics with GM Jeff Jarrett, and he is persuaded, and they're trying to persuade them to give them a handicap title match at Clash of Champions, because they can beat Bianca Belair, the two of them. And Jeff Jarrett goes, okay, you know what, you guys want a title shot? You'll get a title shot at Clash of Champions. It will be Bianca Belair defending against Peyton Royce and Billie Kay in a triple threat match, which the Iconics do not like. They get very annoyed the fact of that it's going to be a triple threat. And yeah, so it will be that's pretty much it. So it will be a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. 74 rating. Then get an 88 rated match, which is exactly what I needed right now. Which, considering these two are also going to be wrestling again later tonight, this is a long-winded segment here. Okay, Black Death and Andrade draw in 6:16 after interference from the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business get involved, start burning down. It brings out Garza and Ultimo Ninja, and they start brawling. Here is the actual segment of the brawl. I do have it. Yep, there's the segment. And GM Jeff Jarrett comes out. I couldn't fit him in because there's only 8 slots. But GM Jeff Jarrett comes out and goes, "No, stop it. If you're going to fight, it's going to be an 8-man tag right now." And that's what it is. In an 84 rated match, the Hurt Business of Lashley, MVP Benjamin and Cedric defeat Andrade and El Garza and the New Element when Shelton Benjamin pins Ultimo Ninja with a pay dirt. Following distractions, pretty much interference from Zelina Vega and distractions from the other Hurt Business members, because everyone in this match wants these tag titles. Charlotte and Ric Flair are backstage, and I forgot to put her in the segment, but they're interrupted by Natalya, and she comes in and asks Charlotte if she'll tag team with her today, because they're going to be facing Asuka and a mystery partner. There's been no announcement of who Asuka's partner is going to be, but Charlotte agrees to be Natalya's partner for that match later tonight. Daniel Bryan pretty much has a squash match where he defeats my jobber, which is Samir Singh at the moment, with cattle mutilation. Gets a 70 rating. Daniel Bryan gets a 91. Good. And then Nigel McGuinness stands up from commentary and calls to Daniel in the ring. He grabs the mic and he goes into the ring and he goes, "Daniel, I'm back. I'm allowed to wrestle again. And I'd be remiss if I didn't wrestle you. So next week, will you face me in this ring here? 10 minutes. That's all I ask of you. A 10-minute time limit match. We don't want it. That's all the time I'll need. I just want one last chance to beat you." And Daniel agrees, and they shake hands. Part of their code of honor. Gets a 92 rating. Next week will be Nigel McGuinness versus Daniel Bryan. And here is the tag team match which we spoke about earlier, as Asuka's partner is the returning Ember Moon. And Asuka and Ember Moon defeat Natalya and Charlotte when Ember Moon pins Charlotte with the Eclipse. This is building to it's an Asuka versus Natalya, pretty much, this feud is building to. But, if I can get an Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair match out of this, I'm not going to complain. And Charlotte Flair and Natalya didn't work well as a team, which is frustrating, because, considering their lineage, they could have been a team. A Flair and a Hart teaming together. Oh, heaven. It's an 83 rating, though. Decent match. Next week it will be leading to Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair. We can go backstage with Paul Heyman grabs the mic from an interviewer and pretty much ushers her out of shot, and he introduces his dangerous alliance to us. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. They're aligned now with him, and they are going to be dangerous. There is nothing which anybody can do to stop them. They could go after whatever title they want. Nobody is safe from them. We then get Mustafa Ali is a promo saying he is devastated that Cedric turned his back on them. He is utterly devastated. This is going to be leading to a Cruiserweight title match between these two, probably at Clash of Champions. And Mustafa Ali has now got a tag team match with Ricochet. As they face Samoa Joe and Riddick Moss. And Samoa Joe taps out Mustafa Ali after interference from Cedric Alexander, which advances 2 storylines. Pretty darn good if you ask me. 79 rated match. Samoa Joe and Ricochet were the top performers. Ali and Moss were lower down, which makes sense based on their positions of the card, you know. Ricochet and Joe are in the US title picture. Ali is in the Cruiserweight title picture. Riddick Moss maybe in the TV title picture. Then Bianca Belair is informed of the triple threat match against the Iconics at Clash of Champions, and she is not happy. She is not happy that she doesn't even need to be pinned to lose her title. She says to Jarrett, okay, what's stopping the Iconics just lying down for the other one? What's stopping that from happening? And Jarrett is pretty much stumped. He doesn't know what will stop that from happening. And Bianca Belair storms out because she is not happy with Jarrett. We're going to get the second match of the Best of 5 series. And Rey Mysterio wins this match, making it 1-1 in the series so far. With a 619 into a seated senton, gets a 77 rating. This is billed as the main event match. This is our main event match. But straight after this match, we get a bit of a jump cut backstage, where we see Randy Orton beating up Tommaso Ciampa, getting him on his hands and knees and punting him against a wall. Ciampa is stretchered off, and Orton, the show ends with a shot of Ciampa on a stretcher in a neck brace. Overall, we've got an 89 rating, increases pop in 38 regions. Phenomenal show. Let's go back, see what the big matches which are going to happen next week, which is going to be a phenomenal show as well. We're having Adam Cole versus Seth Rollins versus John Cena. Oof, that sounds fun. Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair and Nigel McGuinness versus Daniel Bryan. That sounds like a phenomenal show. Oh, and of course, Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio 3. I've been Ben Chapman, and that was Monday Night Raw.